Hello folks, Jonathan Milam here. I do hope you're having a good day. I've got a Olds Mendez Trumpet here from about 52. So the old LA factory. And I think this is an excellent playing trumpet. It's the second Mendez that I've had. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe that the last Mendez that I had also had a brace that had come unsoldered. And this one has too. If you look at the trumpet, you can see that the bell has taken a downward slant. And even though these braces, and this is, the Mendez was braced differently, I think they call these claw braces, or the Olds factory people call them that. Probably because it looks like a three-toed claw is what it looks like. But I believe the last one that I had also had come apart, and I don't know if you can see, but right there, so on the bell side, it is lacking a little bit of bracing. Of course, when this was made, this was the most expensive made trumpet, or the most expensive selling trumpet that Olds made. They'd quit making the super recording, they'd begun making the recording trumpet. This was more expensive. The valves on the last one that I had and this one, just butter. Fantastic feel. Olds did have their finest craftsmen making their finest horns. The recording, I'm not sure why the recording is so much more popular than the Mendez. And I've read a lot of opinion that the Mendez is just an ambassador. I don't believe that. I think that the bell, although it might be a similar taper, I think it's a different weight. I believe that the Mendez, is a thinner gauge metal. And I'll link a video at YouTube where Rafael Mendez is playing. What a brilliant sound. He was not only a tremendous technician with his double tonguing, as you'll see on that YouTube link, but just such a brilliant tone. And I actually have an Olds Mendez 2 mouthpiece here that I'll try playing after I play a few others. Okay, we'll get right into it. And of course, one of the neat things about this trumpet is, like the recording, you've got a third slide trigger. And on this one, you also have a first slide trigger. So that is interesting. Now, I'm going to use here a Monette mouthpiece. It is the BLM. Fairly shallow, fairly large drill size. I think it's about a 23 or 24. And then I was going to start off with the Mendez. The Mendez is about a 28, extremely tight mouthpiece. And if I start out with that, I'm afraid it'll really mess me up, although I'm struggling because I've practiced with it a little bit recently. But we'll give it a shot with this Monette mouthpiece and, of course, the magnificent Mendez trumpet. And eventually, then I'll go to a Reeves 42B. That was Bob Reeves' take on a 7B Bach, which he thought was a great instrument. I'll play just a minute on a Trent trumpet flugel mouthpiece, magnificent soloist mouthpiece. And then we'll go to the Mendez. And if you want to check them out below, I'll have that. Any horns that I've got below as well. That'll be the first line of the comments. But under that, if you go to the very bottom, you can just skip from mouthpiece to mouthpiece. Starting here with the Monette. That to me is just what a trumpet should sound like. Not too dark, not too bright, just a good trumpet sound. Now, interestingly enough, Olds, when they talked to Rafael Mendez about representing their horns, I believe his response was, I would be happy to play an ambassador. And then, at any rate, they decided to go and make a horn specially for him. And so their craftsmen worked very hard trying to make a good copy of his French basson. And when he first played it, he said, that's not going to work. And they compared the French basson again. And the one thing they noticed was his French basson was very leaky, did not have good compression. And they honed the valves some more, wore them down, and then they gave that same trumpet back to him. And he said, now that is a trumpet that I can play. I've always thought that was very, very interesting. Okay, we're going to take a Reeves 42B, quite a bit deeper cup, and a not quite so large a drill size. I think this is about a 24, 25, something like that. The throat might be a 26. And if you're looking for a legit sound, this would be perhaps leaning towards a legit type mouthpiece. You keep going up by fourths, and that's just a very, very fun song to play. Okay, what I've called before a soloist mouthpiece, very deep V cup, but a manageable drill size. I think this is about a 24. The way it's made, it's hard to tell. This is Trent Austin's TATF, and I'll just play one chorus of that. Okay, I wanted to save my lip for this Mendez piece, and it is probably about the diameter, the rim, about the diameter of a Bach 7C, extremely flat, and I do not do really good with flat mouthpieces, and a very tight throat there, very tight. I think it's a 28. And I'm working with this Monette mouthpiece, which is got a very large throat. And this really is about as different as you can get. And if Mendez used this mouthpiece when he was playing, that's one reason he might have had such a brilliant sound. Although I would never think to criticize, but he had the mouthpiece that he wanted, and some have said this is about like a 10.5C. I think the rim diameter is bigger, but cup-wise it could be. It's a little bit more of a modified V, not a large cup. Not sure if you can see that, and it's not really a C type as much as it is what they'd call a modified between a V and a C. But we'll try and fiddle around with that chorus just a little more. Just so interesting what you can do with that super tight little hole there. Very interesting. All right, folks. As always, I do enjoy these YouTube videos at the last a little more perhaps than I should have. Excellent horn here, the Mendez. I've got a recording which is just not close to my favorite trumpet. I've got a super trumpet that I like better, but to my way of thinking, the Mendez, there is a reason. It was the most expensive horn that Olds was selling at that time. And the reason is, it's the best one that they were selling at that time, in my opinion. However, I did have an Ambassador a few years ago. Again from the LA factory, very nice playing horn. I still feel that the bell would have been a little thicker gauge, a little maybe fuller sound, not quite so bright. But oh, what you can do with a good Mendez trumpet. I still think this horn would fit very well in a symphony setting today. Just an excellent, excellent playing horn. Do take care of yourself. Feel free to comment. Olds aficionados, good horns that you've had, horns that you've liked, horns that you'd like to have. We enjoy that conversation so much. You've got an opportunity to make your own comments. Meanwhile, folks, as always, do take care of yourselves and someone near you.